We all wish that we knew stuff when we were younger that we know now that would make us better at whatever it is that we're trying to do. In this sense, since I'm holding a guitar, I'm talking about guitar. And I think it was a song. Pretty sure it was in a movie. I don't remember what the band or the musician was, but I'm pretty sure it was a song. But the idea of it is, it makes sense. I wish that I knew some stuff back when I first started playing guitar, when I was 13 years old, that I know now. If I did, I would be probably the best guitarist that ever lived. I'd be like Zakk Wylde and Jimi Hendrix and Matt Heafy and James Hetfield. I'd be them all. I'd be in all those bands. I'd be the best. I'd be like the freaking dude that played in every band, that just shredded and was the best. But I didn't know these things, unfortunately, when I was 13. So now I'm here in front of a camera talking to you guys, which I actually enjoy, so that's fine too. But luckily for you, I'm going to tell you these ideas that I wish I knew, so you guys can implement them into your own practicing routine or into your own guitar playing in your own life. And if you guys are just starting out, then you're going to have a much bigger step ahead of most people, because I'm going to tell you this stuff, and then you're going to be the best guitarist ever, which is exactly what I want for you. The first idea is consistency and structure. Have a structured practice routine, something that you do consistently. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day, but at least have like a 15 or 20 minute warm-up that are the same exercises, preferably like hand synchronization type exercises, different styles of picking, to where you do the same exercises every day and you continue to increase the tempo and you continue to get better at them and you actually track your progress. Have a consistent practice routine that you implement more days a week than not. So at least 4 days a week, you're sitting down and you're playing guitar, even if it's only for like 20 or 30 minutes. Ideally a little bit longer than that. Maybe 5 to 6 days for 30 minutes to an hour would be ideal. But if it's only 4 days a week for 30 minutes, that's better than nothing. In fact, it's probably better than playing for like 4 hours one day, because your mind tends to forget what you were doing if you wait a whole 6 days before you do it again. So that consistency, even if it's not as much time as you would spend playing 1 or 2 days a week, if you played 4 to 6 days a week, that's going to benefit you. And then play the stuff that you don't necessarily enjoy. The stuff that is necessary, like the exercises and the scales and the hand synchronization type stuff. Play that stuff even if you don't like it. It is going to make a huge difference. It's going to make you a much better guitarist. The second idea is play to a metronome more often than not. I know that us egotistic guitarists that think we're amazing think that we play in time, but I'm telling you right now, until you start playing to a metronome, you're not going to know how off of time you are. That's what happened to me, and I spent years not playing to a metronome thinking that I just had the perfect timing naturally, and I didn't. Play to a metronome. I'm telling you, they're free. You can get an app, you can download it on your smartphone. As long as it has good ratings, just play a single note to every beat until you get it figured out, playing a 4/4 time the signature. The third idea is leave your ego at the door before you start playing. Don't try to play too fast. Don't try to play everything fast, because what happens is you play everything as fast as you can, and you can play it fast, but you're playing it sloppy. The notes aren't raining out. There's extra sounds and noises in there from your distortion. It's sloppy. It's like when you walk into the weight room gym at your local high school for the first time, and you see all these guys swinging the weights up and down. They got 75-pound weights in their arms, and they're doing this, and you're like, what the hell is that? If you just spent the time to start off with the light weight, eventually you would get up to the weight that you want to lift with proper technique. That's the same thing for playing guitar. If you just start off slow, eventually you're going to get to that level and that speed as you want with proper technique, without a bunch of noise. And one idea that I thought I should have done when I was younger, but I'm actually glad that I did it the way that I did it, is I played and I dabbled with different genres of music. I didn't just pick one genre and then stick to that. I started off playing like punk rock and older metal and easier stuff, and then I kind of gradually worked up to where I was playing some blues, some alternative rock, and then eventually I got to the metal and the metalcore and the heavier stuff like I like to play now. Experiencing those different styles of music and those different genres developed my playing style to this day. So a lot of times I'll write songs. I'll have like a bluesy style riff in it because I like the blues, and I played some blues, and I learned the pentatonic scales, and I learned the blues scales, and I played some of that stuff a little bit, and I like to listen to it. And if I would have never tried playing blues, then my style would be completely different. So I suggest that the first couple of years, kind of dabble with different styles of music. You might think that you like punk rock or metal, but you actually like jazz or blues. You wouldn't have known that unless you experienced that. So I say the first couple of years, dabble with different styles of music, and then eventually you want to commit to a style of playing that you're going to consistently work towards, because it will be different. The stuff that you practice and the route that you go is going to be different for different styles of music. So it is important that eventually you pick a specific style that you want to play. But first couple of years, just mess around and try different stuff. You know, I suggest starting easy. So take these ideas, implement them, and become the greatest guitarist of all. Like the Tenacious D song, but not a song, a guitar player. Become that. Become the greatest guitarist in the world. And if you guys have any ideas that you wish you would have implemented earlier on, when you were younger, when you were first starting, that I didn't mention in here, let us know what it is in the comments. I'm very curious to what you have to say.